All right, everybody. I like this throwing thing, and maybe we can. It would have been a great idea to continue this with our panel because we have sneakers and pet foods, and just continue throwing them into. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. All right. The average shopper interacts with a brand 17 times before making a purchase. That's 17 chances for a brand to shine or stumble in the eyes of a customer. The key to winning them over lies in consistently amazing experiences at every touchpoint. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Philip and Jan, adventurers on the way to seamless product journeys across all channels at their companies. Both come from traditional brick-and-mortar roots, yet they're breaking boundaries. And fun fact, their stores are approved by my kids. One has everything for the adorable puppies, and the other one has the latest, hottest Jordans. Please welcome Jan Grubenbecher from Snipes and Philip Wirtz from Fressnapf. Philip, welcome on stage. Fressnapf, or Maxi Zoo, as it is called outside of Germany. What it's all about is really in the company's name, right? But can you give us a little introduction to the company and to yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, thanks for having me here today. My name is Philip. I'm 30 years old and with Fressnapf since September 2022. And there I'm in the role of the product owner, product data, responsible for all, or for delivering all technical solutions alongside the product lifecycle. And yeah, as you just named, I believe everybody who has a pet knows Fressnapf. And in case you have a pet, I'm pretty sure that once in a lifetime you at least bought something in one of our stores. And for those who don't, we are Europe's leading retailer when it comes to pet food and pet accessories. We have, like, I believe it's more than 1,500 stores across Europe in more than 10 different countries.
Thank you. Jan, looking at your feet, I mean, you're representing Snipes very well today. In case you don't see it, it's one of my favorite sneaker models of all time and my favorite internet meme of all time combined. So really, really great. Can you just give us a little introduction to Snipes and to yourself?
Yeah, my name is Jan Grubenbecher. I'm at Snipes since 10 months, I think. I started there as a team lead for all the things that should come into our e-commerce universe. We are one of the brands that stands for hip-hop culture and street culture. So we are, by Ambition Score, the second brand who is in charge for credibility on these levels. If you want to start with hip-hop culture or street culture, if you go to Snipes, you don't do anything wrong. I think you can do better in more sophisticated shops, but we are a gatekeeper for all the things you can have if you want to go into the hip-hop or street culture things.
Mm-hmm. How many stores does Snipe have?
We have in Europe 450 stores, and in the US, I think 350 as well. In Europe, we are presented in 11 countries.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's dive into our topic today. When delivering product information across multiple channels, as I said before, it is critical that customers are seeing consistent product information on each channel or touchpoint they interact with. This can create a lot of challenges for product teams, especially if they don't have a single source of truth for the product data. Philip, sorry. Philip, tell us about some of the challenges you were facing with delivering product information at multiple channels.
I would say in general, of course, it's cool if you have like a right assortment and probably the coolest and best products, but if you don't succeed in like communicating the relevant USPs at the different touch points at the point of sale to your customers, you're going to have a problem because customers are going to buy where they perceive they can get the best fitting products for them. But yeah, limiting this to like 3 bullet points, I would say, first of all, you need to create like a single source of truth, which is capable to meet and map all business requirements and legal requirements at the same time, right now and in the future. Second, you need like an infrastructure which allows you to easily onboard product information data and at the same time distribute this data to the different channels and to the different touch points in a way that the data consuming system can at least work with this. And last but not least, if you are going to have like an omni-channel approach, which is going to affect your processes and your responsibilities, this is something which you need to adjust in parallel and which needs to grow as your omni-channel approach grows.
Okay. And how did you solve those challenges to support your omni-channel approach?
I would like to say that we solved them 100%. What we did, and I believe that we are on a good approach, and our vision where we want to go is quite clear. First of all, we built like a new cross-functional team, where I'm the product owner of, and we as a team, we are combining two different systems. So on the one side, we have the PIM system, which, surprise, is Akeneo, and and on the other side, the corresponding part of our ERP system, that we have like the ability to streamline all relevant processes within one team and have the knowledge workers within this team placed, that we can deliver good solutions out of one hand. Other than that, we are within a reorganization within the whole company. This is not like only omni-channel related, but we created like development clusters, which are directly connected to each business unit. So each business unit has now its own development cluster. And within these clusters, this is home to different projects and products. And the same then goes for the product owners, project managers, you name it. And what we observed is that if change is triggered out of the clusters, so from a colleague working in the same business department, the acceptance for the implications of those processes is rising. And last but not least, what we did is, I probably lost the point. So,
I can imagine that when you come from a world of brick and mortar.
Got it back, yeah, so thanks. What we observed is that you need to get rid of an online-offline product mindset. So, and basically that's probably something which is more important for a company who grew up by having brick and mortar business and not being very famous for its e-commerce activities. A product is basically being a product, and the destination does not have an influence on the information you need. It's just like an additional information stored on the product. But you have like basically a standardized data set you need in general for each product. And then the other way around, the information you need is, for example, defined by the product type you are currently talking about. So for example, if I have like an animal leash, I'm probably interested in the length of the leash, but compared to, for example, a dog food, I would be more interested as a consumer in the ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Thank you. What about you, Jan? What were some of the data challenges that you faced?
Yeah, we have quite a different topic on our desks. We are actually migrating from one shop system to another one. We are already in this process. We launched our first shop in the new infrastructure in April. And in these challenges, we don't have to think a lot about product data because we have Akeneo in place, and we connected this to both systems right now in parallel, the same Akeneo to both shop systems. In this whole thing, for our old shop system, we have all in place about Omni-channel. We have ship to home, we have click and collect, we have buy online, return in store features in place. So we have a lot of Omni-channel features actually in place. By shifting now, we will consolidate all these things and think about again how we want to implement them. And this is quite our challenge actually for our Omni-channel thing.
Okay. You brought an interesting picture with you.
Yes.
What's that?
Yeah, this is our new flagship store in Berlin-Neukölln. It's called Alte Post. But you can't see the store. The store is quite impressive as well. But this is some additional. This is our vending machine that is in the community area we have in place there. So we are very community and event driven. We at Snipes, our leader formerly told us that we are more an event company than a retailer. But we sell our products on these events as well. This is our vending machine. If you have the app, so it's an omni-channel case. If you have the app, you can check in with our click program or our loyalty program, and then you get, for example, I'm not quite sure if these are socks or addings or something. But the more interesting thing in this area is we have a recording studio there, so you can book it for free as a community member with a recording engineer as well, and there is a huge dancing studio as well, all underlying under the community first approach. So we are very event driven. We want to live the hip hop community part, and this is one of our enablement for the community in Neukölln.
Yeah, and the community uses a lot of channels, and you need to be able to.
They are very young. Our target group starts at 14 and ends at 30, so I'm not anymore in the target group. But
you're always as young as you feel.
Yes, of course, but 30 is quite young.
Okay, and how important is your omnichannel strategy for your overall business goals? Would you be able to meet your goals without this?
I would say it's crucial for us because there's like a huge price competition out there, and differentiation from other competitors is getting harder day by day. And for that we have, so according to our company vision, happier pets, happier people, the approach to support humans and animals across all touch points and across every situation of life, with cool products and great services to make living together as beautiful as possible.
Awesome, great. And underlining this a little bit, this is Fressnapf's strategy on a page. Can you maybe shortly walk us through this?
Yeah, so what you can see here is like a visualization of our company vision, which is called the Fressnapf ecosystem. As you can see in the middle, there are the customers or the animals. I mean, it's a little not that easy to differentiate that. And on the left side, we have like the physical world, having the stores and the colleagues or the employees working in the stores and acting as brand ambassadors. And you also have some stores where we have like some pet doctors where you can get appointments and get a health check for your pet, or you can get in the saloon a new fresh haircut for your dog or probably for yourself if needed. And on the right side, we have then the digital world with our Omni-channel, with our web shop and the app we have. And at the same time, we have digital services. So, for example, if you don't have the time to go to a doctor, you can make like online appointments and get in touch with a real pet doctor to get some feedback according to your health, to the health from your pet. Or you can get like insurances for a pet. I mean, everybody who has a pet knows that once the pet becomes ill, it can be quite expensive. And this is something where we think this is like a cool feature and where we want to support then our customers. And alongside this, we have then like services like, for example, our Friends Club, which is our loyalty program, where we have like specific benefits for our customers and at the same time try to address our customers in a very personal way.
Okay, great. Interesting to see. You both work for established large companies with complex products and many employees. I can imagine that change and stakeholder management are challenging. I mean, we heard about that on panels earlier. Jan, can you tell us about the different teams that help you support your omnichannel approach?
I think it's nearly every department in our company, from buying over our internal photo studio up to the whole e-com department as well. And if it comes to omnichannel, the staff at the stores is included as well. So we have a quite developed process for training all of the people in the stores as well, because I think there are more than 4,000 people in the stores in Europe, and USA is a little bit on its own. But all these processes are established, and if it comes to omnichannel, we need to go to all these departments. What helps me to get into this is we have the policy: if you start at Snipes, you get you should take a day in the store. So you will be booked I went to the store at Hohe Straße here at Köln, not the one at Schildergasse. This is our flagship store here in Köln. At Hohe Straße, I directly went to the warehouse because I'm quite not into the sneakers as much that I can go on the sales floor. But there I get all the insights how our omni-channel processes will be implemented in the stores and how much work it will be to, for example, collect all the products for click and collect, to work on the ship to home features and so on. So that is quite crucial to have these insights to see how these processes you are thinking about in the headquarter, how this will affect all the day-to-day work. And we are mostly a brick and mortar company, so it's quite more important that they can do their work in opposite to us.
Yeah, so it's basically everybody, right?
Yeah.
And were these teams looking to get involved, or did you have to recruit them?
As I'm just 10 months into Snipes, when I was starting, I asked a lot of maybe weird questions to all the people around me and to all the departments, and I never run into someone who said, no, I can't help you. So that is quite the culture we have there. So if you come with a new idea, it's quite good that nearly everyone is helpful and goes into these processes. So it isn't quite difficult to get people into it. It's maybe difficult to get the right people into it, because this is something where you need experience. And I have people around me that helps me to find out who is then in charge. For example, if it comes to shipping to Croatia, and maybe there is something different because we deliver all our online stores from Germany, from our warehouse in Büren. So if this comes to taxes and all of this stuff, it's quite a lot of people that needs to be involved, but all of them from project management level up to the head of controlling, for example, they are all very, very fast in answering and quite helpful in these processes. So there was no complicated process to get all the people together. Okay. This migration project, for example, we collected a lot of people because it touched nearly all the points we have, all the touch points we have in the company, and we have responsible people from every department.
That's great. Philip, what about Fressnapf? How did you form your village to support you?
I would say before we moved into this village, it was probably like from a data perspective that we were living like in the Stone Age and needed to persuade people that living in a village is cooler than living in a cave. But once we managed to do so, it grew quite fast. So when we started, for example, we had like different onboarding processes for product data according to their destination. So we had like the ERP system, mainly delivering data for the stores, and then on the other side we had the PIM system, mainly delivering data for the digital channels, which of course does not really make sense, and there were different teams working in those systems, different stakeholders being involved, so we needed like to redesign and rethink all processes related to the product article creation process, and needed to get in touch with nearly every department involved in those processes. So for example, like the buy-in department, the category management, people specialized on master data management, for example.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And question to the both of you. From your point of view, what's the most important thing to keep everyone aligned?
I think from my perspective, it's transparency, to inform all the people around the departments, because then you get the information you need, and then you get the processes, and then you get into all the other stuff. So keeping the process transparent is one of our main tasks we have in place right now, that are related to the whole process. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's a lot of work as well, but to keep all the people that are into it or that are interested in it informed is quite a challenge, but important.
Okay, makes sense. Do you have
Yeah, I would say that omni-channel in general is not just a question of system and tools. It's, I would say, more or less a question of adapting processes in parallel. And that can be quite challenging. But when it comes to this change process, you should try to introduce those processes quite comforting for people who are going to be involved and affected by this, and they should be adapted at a very, very early stage that they feel somehow represented in what we are doing. So it's basically like if you have like a plane and you don't have a pilot, you won't be able to fly to your destination. And I believe what's important is that people who are affected needs to understand that what we are about to change is not like criticism of the past, but somehow a necessity for the future, that the company can be successful in the future as well. And I mean, if you are about to redesign a process which was probably a workaround in the past, at least somebody made the effort to create this kind of workaround, to have an answer to a challenge he was facing in this situation. And this at least is something you need to appreciate all the time.
Mm-hmm. Got it. We all know that buyers' expectations continue to evolve as more and more touchpoints become available in the customer's journey. This requires the ability to be responsive and flexible, so you can easily pivot as market needs change. Now, I'd like to explore this a little bit by talking about how your own omni-channel strategy has evolved. Jan, what are the most valuable lessons you've learned along the way?
I think, as mentioned before, to keep all the people informed, we changed some of our structure to set all this up. It's not only omni-channel related, it's related to this whole migration process. So we want to have clear responsibilities. We set up some business owners and product owners, and they have different roles. So the business owner is responsible for pushing his topics from business side, and the product owner, that's the people I'm responsible for in my team, they will be responsible for getting all the effort that is in these topics and then rate them against and bring them to life. So all these processes must be established. I think we are in a permanent change right now. We changed this by starting the migration process. When I come to Snipes, there was different processes. It was more product management. Now we are more in project management. But we will change this in the time we have all the stores migrated to the new platform. And then we will change this again and we'll set up. But I think the structure of having business owners and product owners will stay in place, because this is something where these maybe are concurrent interests. The one that wants to push his business, or there are several people who wants to push their side of business, the CRM team, the shop management team, and so on and so on. And then we are there to catalyze all these topics and to see which we can make these business values comparable, and then decide on how we want to evolve our processes and systems.
Okay. And Philip, what have been your most valuable lessons?
I would say that you need to ensure that tech, people, and processes needs to be aligned from the beginning, and that at the same time you always communicate the reason why you are doing this change or why you are adapting something in a way that everybody understands, so that people understand the reason why, and at the same time people affected by the change needs to feel like understood. Then you should take their fears and doubts about the process and about what might change quite serious. That's important from an organizational point of view, and from a data point of view, I would say you shouldn't start with quite hard or sophisticated use cases. You should maybe go like 1 or 2 steps back and start with like a uniform database you can then build on. And once you have this with a lot of standardization, you can think about more intense use cases. So for example, I would always say the challenge is to combine cool product data with customer, or in our case, animal data, and then add some meaningful business logic to this and place this in the right context. So for example, having the use case of there's a customer who probably has a dog who is a little fat and who should lose weight according to what the doctor said. And then we, for example, have the data of the feeding recommendations, and we know the nutritional goal, and we know the animal as well, so we know the type of dog it is. And then we can match all this information together, and then can use this in general to recommend specific dog food, which is in this moment the most fitting part. And as we also have exclusive brands where we deliver the products on our own, so we don't only sell industrial brands. We as well have a a way to boost our own products at the same time.
Okay. Everything very complex and a lot of strategy behind it. For the audience, do you have quick wins maybe on the journey? What do you think would be where to find quick wins?
I would say you should focus on the core functionalities of your PIM. So for example, in our case, the localization translation management was quite helpful, and you should try to use standards whenever possible. So everything which can be standardized in an attribute, in opposite to a text attribute, should be located in an option value.
Awesome, thank you.
I think it's like in the AI talk, don't overthink. Try it out. Have a consolidated platform where you can try things out. Because from our perspective, it's better to fail early and fast than not to try. But there is, of course, we take a look into our data and see how this works and make decisions based on this. So from our side, it's quite the balance between data-driven decision-making and try something out, how it works and if it works for you and your customer group.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Philipp, Jan, thank you so much for being on stage with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did, and thanks for your insights. We like to wrap up by condensing 3 key takeaways that we found. E-commerce is just the start, or in your case, brick and mortar is just the start, right? You must account for all touch points during and after the buying journey. Building a foundation with a strong product model allows for faster growth to additional channels over time. And the third one being consistent experiences fueled by compelling product data provide a better customer experience and increased chances of conversion. Thank you very much, and then enjoy the rest of the day with us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.